Good morning. So yesterday, while laying on the floor in my office, I made the bold decision to show you behind the scenes of the TikTok ad manager. And because I feel like or ads manager, I feel like it's important for advertisers, especially if you're advertising on one platform. You know, a lot of people are looking for alternative solutions to that one platform. I'm not going to name names, Facebook, but you know, if you're looking for an alternative to Facebook, it might be a good option to look at TikTok. Now, before I go and flip my camera screen around and make adjustments, I need to show you, we have a special visitor in the office today. And Caitlin, our Director of Content and Marketing, brought her beautiful husky in today. And I can't find the flip camera thing because this is the way my day is gonna start. Literally, the flip camera option is not here. And don't ask me why, I can't flip it. Oh, this is gonna kill me today. Let's see if I can find it here. No, I can't find it there. So my ability to flip the camera is suddenly not there. There it is. Mako, come here. This is Mako. Mako is visiting the office today. Hi, Mako, can you sit? Sit. Or are you gonna just look super cute? Sit. High five, yeah. There you go, on-demand cuteness. Okay, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the TikTok Ads Manager and show you what this thing looks like. Now, I'm gonna do some funky things. Because I don't have the ability to do a live screen share in the phone, I am gonna rotate my phone this way. So when I rotate it this way and show you the Ads Manager, just rotate your phone so you can see it, because the Ads Manager is really designed to be worked on a desktop, not a phone. Although you can do it on a phone, it's kind of ugly, kind of difficult, not easy to navigate. So if you're really serious, if you're a serious marketer, you want to use the desktop version of Ads Manager so that you can get in and properly set up your campaign. So let's flip the camera and let's flip the phone simultaneously. Okay. So first and foremost, we are in Ads Manager. I am not going to tell you how to set up a TikTok ad account. I'm just not. Like, if you can't figure that out, that's a step one. You've got to figure that part out yourself, because you know you got to go through those steps. And for those of you wondering, that picture is called Mob Scene. It's in a Roscoe. That was the picture that I've talked about in the past that scared the crap out of me as a kid. It hung over my grandfather's desk, and when he passed away, it became mine, and it kind of fits the zombie motif. So it now hangs in my office. Okay, so in the Ads Manager of TikTok, oh, I'm supposed to make my mouse super big. Caitlin, you were gonna remind me to do that.
Sorry.
Now what option is it under? Is it under
accessibility and display?
Accessibility and display. Oh, thanks, Mako. Mako's licking my hand. Accessibility, it's not under accessibility. Display. And then there we go.
Cursor.
Whoa, wrong thing. Cursor, thank you. I totally forgot to do that before we did the live, but that's okay. Okay, now I have a giant cursor, and that should make it a lot easier for you guys to see. And I'm gonna also zoom in on the screen so that you can see the screen a little bit better. Okay, and you'll notice we've got some TikTok ads running right now, but I'm gonna start with the word create, because that's where you want to begin in creating your TikTok. Now I'm going to start over because I don't want to do something that was kind of half done. I want to show you how to set this up from the start. So there's two modes when you're doing this. You can create new, use existing, and they have two modes, the custom mode or something called the simplified mode. I'm going to hit simplified mode just for a second so you can see the difference. And there's the simplified mode. Connect with customers, get website leads, generate leads, drive conversions, right? I like this mode, the custom mode, because the custom mode feels more like what I'm accustomed to seeing in other platforms, right? So you have your advertising objectives. So reach, this is gonna show your ad to the maximum number of people. Then you have your consideration. So this would be your top of funnel essentially. Then you'd have your consideration. your traffic, app installs if you have an app, video views, lead gen, and engagement or community interaction. So, and then finally conversions, which is, where the sales come in. So in this case, it doesn't matter which one I show you because they all kind of set up the same. So I'm just going to go with traffic on this one. Now, everybody has their own structure for naming campaigns. If you're on Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, you have your own way of naming a campaign. I am not going to tell you to change your naming structures. Do what you do and let that work for you, because this is not about how to create a campaign structure or naming structure that works. You have the option here to create a split test. You can run CBO or not. I am still running ABO. I have not gotten brave enough to test CBO inside TikTok's ads manager. And you can put no limit on your budget. Then when you go down to the bottom of the screen here, I'll just tilt my phone down. You hit next. I have it zoomed in a little too aggressively. So let me zoom out a little bit. That'll help. There we go. So same thing here. You've got your campaign name, your ad group name, and then lastly, your ads names. Your ad group name, whatever current protocols you're using to name the ad group, that's what I would encourage you to continue to use, okay? Now, if you are doing a website visit, you want to use your TikTok pixel to track those web visitors. You then go in here and you select your active pixel. Now, I am not an expert in setting up your TikTok pixel. You can Google that. That's what I did to learn how to set it up. It's easy. You Google how to set up a TikTok pixel. You start the process of getting the code. You get the code, you put it in your website, and you're done. So my TikTok pixel is active. Again, I'm not an expert in this, but I did it, and it took me like 5 minutes to do. Now you get to your placements of your ads. You can either select automatic placement, where TikTok makes the decision as to where your content's going to be shown, where your ads are going to be shown, or you can select placement if you're a ninja. Again, I'm not a ninja in this platform yet. I'm still learning it. So I let the robot do it. The machine does the figuring out for me. Now, creative type, automated creative optimization. If you have different videos and images and ad text and you want the machine, the creative machine to mix and match and come up with the best possible combination, you can put in all your stuff and let it roll. And then now we go to targeting. You can allow TikTok to do automatic targeting, and it will automatically show your ads to what they consider relevant users, or you can do custom targeting. Now, I generally don't trust automatic targeting because of bad experiences I've had with other platforms. Now, that doesn't mean that TikTok has a shit algorithm that doesn't deliver the ads to the right audience, but I just don't have the trust factor yet. I haven't been using TikTok ads long enough for me to go, ooh, I trust this thing, and I'm going to let it determine who my ideal customers are. So I choose custom targeting for now. So if you can't see my mouse, it's that giant black mouse pointer that's meant for, I think the mouse pointer is so big that I could hand control of this to Stevie Wonder and he could drive. And if you don't get the reference, go watch James Corden talking about Stevie Wonder getting in a car and putting it in reverse. It's pretty funny. So, no disrespect to Stevie Wonder. Super talented, bro. All right, now, I am going to, sorry about that, I'm moving the phone so you can see a little bit better. There we go. I'm going to choose the United States. I'm going to go all languages, but if you want to just go English only, you can. For this purpose, I'm going to get very gender specific. I'm going to say I want to attract females. By the way, this is not my target audience for my business, but I'm just going to show you how this works. I target all genders. And let's say we're going to pretend we're selling a product that is interesting only to females. Okay? I don't want anyone 13 to 17. They don't have money. The 18 to 24-year-olds might be my ideal, maybe up to 44. Now, something you'll notice in the upper right-hand corner here is it shows you the available audience. That available audience changes in real time as you adjust. So I just dropped it down to 18 to 24-year-olds, and you'll notice that gives me, in the United States, 30 million women to 37 million women. These are ages 18 to 24. If I add 24 to 34 to that mix, I've suddenly jumped another 22 million people on the low end to 63.5 on the high. And now I'm going to add 35 to 44, and I've jumped another 10 million. So for those that say my customers aren't on TikTok, yes, they are. TikTok has aged up beautifully, and it is a solid platform to advertise on. So I'm not going to get into the custom audiences here, the includes and excludes yet. What I want to get down to are interests and behaviors, because this is where the audience segmentation in TikTok, I think, is really good. So let's say you want to find people that are interested in beauty. I can go beauty and personal care, and then I can look for very specific things. So if I'm a cosmetics company or I'm selling a skincare product, I can choose the vertical, and it will give me, if you notice these boxes popping up, real-time data as to the number of people in that segment that I could potentially reach. So now, if I want to do cosmetics, and I'm going to choose cosmetics, and I'm going to go into a subcategory of lip makeup, okay? So we're going to pretend. Can we all pretend? Do you remember Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? Let's play pretend, kids, that we are selling a lip product or lip makeup for young women. Young women, and again, I'm going to go back up, that are 18 to 44, because 44-year-old women are still young women, okay? It's only when they get above like 80 that they're old. And sorry about that, I just finished my LaCroix. Okay, so ad behavior. These are how they've interacted with videos on TikTok. So now let's say you've got this beautiful dialed in audience of women who are interested in lip makeup, and they have watched, I'm going to click on watched, liked, commented, or shared, and now I'm going to look for videos in a category, and look, here's beauty and style. And so I can go into beauty care, and here are all of these options. So I can say, I want everyone in beauty and style. So they may be interested in lip makeup, or, right, this is an or, not an and, or they've watched, liked, commented, or shared videos on beauty and style over the last 7 days. I'm going to choose 7 days. I like to work closer to the baseline of what today is, because I believe the further out you get from those events, the shittier the data becomes. It becomes more diluted, more muddy. Okay, now, I love this behavior, creator interactions. So this allows you to target users based on how they've interacted with TikTok creators. So you could find people who have followed certain brands or categories, right? So you can go in and look at fashion and beauty and go, ooh, here are people who have followed fashion and beauty brands. Great. Or viewed the profile. I don't find viewing the profile as relevant in terms of targeting, because, you know, sometimes we stalk people. We want to know what Kim Kardashian's profile looks like, but we're not really following her. We just want to see, you know, ultimately where she got her butt implants, right? Or if she says it in her profile, something like that. Finally, there's this behavior of hashtag interactions. And hashtag interactions are really interesting on TikTok. So in a lot of platforms, let's just say Instagram, you know, if you want to search for something about a specific topic, you would use hashtags, or you could look up hashtags. Twitter, you could look up trending hashtags, right? In the TikTok world, it's a little different. The TikTok hashtags really drive the audience you're looking for to your product, your content, your ads, your organic. So it's a really interesting mix. So you could look for people who have watched videos with the following hashtags, and you can start looking for it. And I'm going to just type this, and this may totally flop because I'm doing this live. And I'm going to look for lipstick, and maybe lipstick isn't the right word. Maybe I should just do lip and then see what it populates. And it populates nothing. Again, oh wait, I need to do it without the hashtag here because this is not an actual hashtag search. There we go. So now I just do lipstick. I forgot about that. You don't put the hashtag in here. So now I can look for women who have, now let's go back here. They like lip makeup or are interested in lip makeup, or they've watched to the end, liked, commented, or shared beauty and style videos over the last 7 days, or they have followed fashion and beauty brands, or they have watched videos with the following hashtags. So I can go lipstick, lipstick hacks, lipstick lover, lipsticks, more lipstick hacks, lipstick swatch, lipstick testing, lipstick tutorial, right? So now, and if you notice this, every time I do one of these, it shows me a calculated audience size. Now, obviously lipstick swatch is a small audience, 0 to 2,000 people. But if you go to lipstick hacks, 1.9 million to 2.3 million people. So there are audiences available for these very niche verticals. Now, there is the ability to target by device. I am not a fan of isolating or segmenting my audience this way, even though statistical data says that iOS users have more money and spend more money, and there's more of them. Now, I will show you how this proves out just by demonstrating. If you look at the total available audience up here on the right-hand side, just look for the giant cursor, right? That's the total available audience, non-segmented, right? The segmented audiences show up in these little areas here. So the total available audience, 54 to 66 million. But if I only want to isolate iOS audiences, which is terrible, by the way, because of the lack of third-party data and reporting anymore and attribution and all that other bullshit. So I would not segment my audience this way, but I just want to show you the power of this. So the iOS audience, 42 million to 52 million. If I only want to show Androids, I go down to 11 million, right? So there's a huge difference. The iOS audience dominates, but you don't want to segment your audience by device unless you're selling a device-specific phone cover or something that's really specific to that device, then it makes sense to do that. But otherwise, ignore the device, okay? We don't care about the device. Now, on TikTok, you can spend 100 a day, 1,000 a day, but the minimum you can spend on TikTok is $20 a day. You have no choice. That's their minimum. Now, one of the things that TikTok allows you to do that the other platforms don't, at least right now, you can't segment or day part. Now, I'm going to look at this. I've got some stuff coming in on the screen, so I just want to look at this and just make sure I'm not missing something. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, but my phone is sideways while I'm doing this, so I can't see. Anyway, you can day part your ads. So, for example, let's say you are a real brick and mortar store, right? You have a physical location with electric and signs and employees, and you unlock the door every day and customers come in, and then at the end of the day, you shut it for the night and all that stuff. So you have a physical store. And you don't want your ads to run during hours when your store is not open. You could literally go in here and day part out when your ads run from the start of the day, midnight, to 12 p.m. and then 12 p.m. to midnight again. So you can choose the days, the times, and the slots, which is super dope because you can choose and control those ads, okay? It's not up to the machine. Now, in my world, I run ads 24/7, 365 days a year, but my audience is different. My audience is global, not just a small segment. Oh, I'm going to go back because yesterday we were doing this when I was walking through some things and I forgot to do it today. So I'm going to just scroll back up. So hold your thought right here on budget and scheduling. And I want to go back to location. You can get really targeted in your location. So for example, I right now have the United States as my destination, but if I wanted to go to only New York City, and I wanted to isolate, or New York State, rather, not New York City, I can now isolate that same audience down to New York State. And in New York State, there are 2.9 million to 3.6 million women that match all of the data that I've input below. So again, super smart way to find your audience and build out your audience. So again, I'm going to let the ads run continuously. That's the way I do it. When you get into bidding and optimization, you can go low cost, you can go bid cap, or you can go into advanced settings and make some changes in here. We're not going to do that. We're just going to let it be, let it go low cost, and we're going to hit next. So, I missed one thing. The optimization. If you're choosing traffic, you want to choose the event you're optimizing for. In this case, initiate checkout, view content, complete purchase. Again, these are all active pixels from TikTok that are on my website, on the AdZombies.com website. So, for example, I just want to get people to view the content, right? I want to get them to the site and then retarget them. So now I can hit next. I'm going to go down to the next page as soon as TikTok loads it. Okay. If you don't have an ad name yet, you better make one, because you don't want your ad name to be 22, 03, 24, 10, 21, 58, because that doesn't tell you a damn thing about the creative. So make sure you give your ad a name, because that's super important to give it a name. Otherwise, you're going to be like, I don't know what this ad is. Okay, so I'm going to call this one Zen, just so I can use an ad that we already have created. Now, I'm not going to touch Spark ads. I am not posting as me on behalf of the brand, but you can. So Spark ads allows you to do that. I am not using that. Now you get down to your ad creation. You have single video or collection ads. Collection ads are great for shops that have lots of products. Single video, we know, works really well on the platform and allows you to entertain and engage that audience. In this case, I'm going to go with a video from my library. Now let's just get really clear on a few things about TikTok. The formatting of your ad is critical, because you have here on the right this screen full of reactions, comments, shares, the promoted bar, who the brand is, right? All of these things. Well, if any of your text falls in these areas, you're kind of screwed. So to know how to or where to place the text, if you click on this little button that I just clicked in right here, it says show more format requirements for the selected placement. If you click there, it will show you the safe zones on the left, right, top, and bottom. And will also, that allows you to not put text in the wrong spot, which I did so many times, and it was ugly, like really difficult. And so I've had to learn to edit the way I do my ads for the platform, but that's okay. You can edit your ads, and then once you've gotten them formatted properly, drop them in. So I'm not going to upload an ad here, although I can. Here, you know what? I can just do an upload for you. And I'm going to do I think I said I was going to put the Zen ad in, right? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to drop the Zen ad in, and it's going to say, do you want to upload this ad? I'm going to say yes. Now, it contains this duplicate name because the file actually exists already in the system. So I'm going to call it Zen 2, just so I can allow the demonstration to go on. So Zen 2 is now uploading into the system. And once it's there, it will populate in the right-hand side of the screen. Ta-da, magical. Now, I'm going to preview this so that I can look at where my text is placed, and you'll see what I mean about text placement in a moment. See now the moment of scrolling Zen in the middle, that is a safe zone, courtesy of Add-Zombies. This is all in a safe zone. Initially, when I launched this ad, I didn't have it right, and the text was in the wrong spot. So, in fact, let me show you what that looked like so you can get an idea. So I'm going to update this from the library, and I'm going to go to, I think, the first version of Zen to show you what it looks like when it's wrong, okay? Because I think this is super important for you to see. All right, now the wrong version should be loaded, and you'll notice that it's cut off at the top, the bottom, like there's all sorts of stuff going wrong with this. So that is why you want to make sure that you fit within those safe zones. Otherwise, your video ad is going to be virtually impossible to read by the people you want to serve your ad with or to. So I'm going to change that from Zen to disruptive. Oh, by the way, you can always go back in here and go, oh, I decided I'm going to do a different ad. And I'm going to change this to disruptive. And that's the name of this ad. So I've just changed the copy or the content of the ad. Okay. So it's really easy to manage and navigate through the ads manager of TikTok, as you can see so far. So let's talk about the text. You have up to 100 characters of text. However, if you're entering text, you've got to stop at 44 characters or else it'll truncate. Anything after 44 characters, so character 45 will give you the ... So literally, if you're typing a headline, you want to stay under 44, because if you stay under 44, you're not going to run into truncation. If you run into truncation, that causes somebody to have to click to read more. You don't want to do that. That's not really how this platform is designed. You don't want to create an ad where they have to read a crap ton. You want to create an ad that gets them to take action, evokes an emotion, gets that seared in their brain, not have to spend a lot of time reading. This is not Google. This is not Facebook. This is not the way this platform works. So in this case, I'm going to just create a BS headline, and literally I'm going to say BS headline, and I'm going to copy and paste it just so you can see the way the truncation happens. So I'm at 23 characters now. I'm at 35 characters now. And then right there at 47, you'll notice headline is truncated. So I could just backspace, and that tells me 44 characters is my max. So you can always look right here to see what your character count is, and then look up here in the ad to see if you've started truncating. If you started truncating, figure out how to shorten your headline. And if you can't, hit us up, because that's what we do. We know how to write this crap. So super easy. Now you've got interactive add-ons, and these are optional, okay? You can do stuff from the library, and from the library, you're going to have things that you've done in the past, or you can choose create. So what are these interactive options? I'm going to move the phone for you because you're not going to be able to see it. So you can have a voting sticker, right? So if you're selling a product, what do you prefer? The blue shirt or the red shirt, or the plaid this or the plaid that? If you want to give a discount code, you can do a gift code sticker with a percentage off your product or service. And if you're doing a special sale, you want to have a countdown timer to the end of the sale. Here it is, right? So that countdown timer will be present and there every time someone sees the ad, and it will count down until the sale is done. Now, finally, you want to, I say finally, like I'm really done with this. I'm not. You want to put in the URL of your business. So in this case, I'm going to put my URL in. It's going to check to make sure that my URL is accurate. So your website should start with HTTPS secure, especially if you're doing transactions. And once it confirms that, you'll notice it's good to go. And at that point, it is just confirming that it's using the Add-Zombies TikTok pixel, and I am ready to submit my ad to TikTok. Now, I am going to stop there because I am not going to submit this ad to TikTok. Not necessary. But that is how you set up TikTok Ads Manager. And it's not difficult. It's actually fairly easy to use. And if you're afraid, just play around with it. You can't mess things up until you set your ads live and start spending money. And yes, I cut myself right on the zit that I had 2 days ago, and it's never going to heal. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope more than just me saw it and Caitlin. And if it didn't, I'll do it better next time.